Okay, so after a week of being away in Spain, I'm coming back to do another album review. And to be honest, I apologize because the last one kind of sucked. Someone commented and said that, and he was right, or she. I think it was a he. Was right. I didn't really say much, and even though you should listen to Illmatic because it's awesome, I didn't say that much about it. So whoever that is has a good point, and I'll try to do better this time. But at the same time, I don't want people commenting on my videos saying how fat I am, B just saying stupid shit like eat my ass. Nobody cares about stupid fuckers like you. Fuck off. Get away. So, anyway, I guess that'll just attract more attention, I guess. But anyway, this world is filled with idiots, I guess. Hey, what can I say? So anyway, I'm just gonna come start my next classic album review, which is wrong side, which is a Muse's Showbiz, and I wouldn't consider this a classic album in the sense that it's a great album, but it's 10 years old, so it's not like a current album review, so that's why classic. I'll put it under the title classic. So anyway, we start off with Muse's Showbiz, and let me just say that this is their most straightforward pop album. I mean, of course they're a rock band, but it's their most straightforward pop rock album. It doesn't have a lot of the orchestral settings, I'll say, as as much as their later albums would have, like Absolution, which was way over the top. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing, but it's probably their worst album, not because, and it's that's actually a good thing saying it's their worst album, because if this is their worst album, then their shit is good because it's a good album. But but there's it's just more typical than their other albums. It's more of the stuff you hear more. This is what got the most Radiohead comparisons, which I don't really understand because I don't think Muse really sounds like Radiohead at all. Just because Matt Bellamy goes into a falsetto doesn't make him Tom York. So it doesn't really make any sense. But let me just start off with Sunburn, which is one of the better songs on this album. Anyway, let's just skip through. I only have 10 minutes. Oh, anyway, I'm going to stop it there because of time constraints. But anyway, see, that is one of the better songs because it is the most orchestral and over the top song. I mean, it starts the album off with a very tense piano. It's not, you can tell it's not going to be an overly happy record. But that it just starts the album off with a very tense piano that's quite good, actually. It makes it one of the standout tracks. It really makes you want to look forward to the album. It's not what you would consider normally an opener, but it works to a very, very large degree. Then Muscle Museum is a good song. But see, then here's the problem with this album. There and in their other albums, there was filler, but it would kind of work in with the whole sense of the album. In this, there's filler, and it's just kind of there to take up space. If they had maybe cut out the filler, and it would have been an incredible mini album or an EP. But like the song Unintended is basically it's basically like their one obligatory soft, not over the top song that they put on every album. In Black Holes and Revelations, it's Soldier's Poem, but Soldier's Poem is actually good. It's better than Unintended. Um, so it's just a simple song. The song Showbiz, the title track, is fantastic. It's the best song on the album, and I'll explain why after a listen. Oh, whoops. Well, anyway, so that song is good because I think it starts with a little creepy like growl at the beginning, and it slowly builds up, and at the end it's a huge finish. It just he's nearly screaming, but he's not screaming like screamo music, but he's just belting it out, and it works so great. I think the best songs on this album work like this song. It seems like it has a lot of genuine emotion in it, and that's what makes it good. The songs that really have that are Sunburn, Showbiz, Uno, and I think Cave. Uno is also quite good. But see, then there's a problem. Then after Uno, the last four songs are just kind of there. Like, they're sonically pleasing. Like, when you hear them, you're like, oh, okay, that's very listenable. Like, it's accessible. I can listen to it, and I'll enjoy it. But it doesn't have the same emotion that songs like Showbiz and Uno and Sunburn and Muscle Museum have that are quite good. Fillip is also a good song, but even that doesn't have the same emotion that the other songs have. So I'd say that this album it's a good album. It's a good album. It's definitely good for a debut album. That it started them off. It's not. They would get into much better stuff later in their career. But it's definitely a good album. It's a very straightforward album, something that other albums are not like really at all. Um, but I definitely say that it's worth a buy, especially if you're a Muse fan. Actually, I got into Muse only recently, but this is actually their last album that I bought. But if you're a Muse fan, it's not going to be exactly the same as the other stuff, but you can see where they started and how they moved into their other stuff. So they were still very young at this time. I think they were all the average age for them was like 20 or 21 or something. So they were all very young at this time, and it was really just their most straightforward album. And it's a shame that they haven't made more albums in 10 years. I mean, they have a new one coming out this year in September, I think. I can't wait for that, but it's a shame that they have not made more albums since. So anyway, I would give this I would say thumbs in between, in the middle, and up. It would be like a 7 out of 10. That's what I'll give it. I'll tell you which songs you should download. Definitely the songs with the most emotion on it. And anyway, I am out. Oh, I'm sorry.